My full name is Madelyn Marie Slim, and I use she/her pronouns.
What's your ethnicity/identity?
With my ethnicity or identity, I usually say mixed, and if people know what Khmer is, I say Khmer. If not, I say Cambodian, or I just say Asian, usually.
Occupation/industry you're working in, and what industry you're working towards?
I currently work in the museum industry. I really hope to work in that industry moving forward as well, and hopefully working within the Asian American community, ideally.
What ethnicity or race have you been mistaken as, and can you share a story or example of this?
Depending on who I'm talking with, they will usually assume that I'm different races or ethnicities. I've gotten Mexican, I've gotten Chinese because of my last name, I've gotten white, I've gotten mixed, I've gotten Filipino. Sort of anything depending on who the person is, everything except Cambodian.
What's a stereotype you've heard about Cambodians?
I've heard a lot of stereotypes associated with gangs, a lot of people talking down on the Cambodian community as sort of like lesser Asians, and a lot of stereotypes regarding the dropout rates as well in schools.
What nicknames does your family call you?
My family just calls me by my name, but I would always call my older cousins Bong.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind about being Cambodian?
The first thing that comes to mind would definitely be food and family. Food was a big way that I connected with my culture and still do connect with my culture. It also now makes me think of dance and music and art, especially relating to Cambodian cultural dance, religious dances, and also it makes me think of just community as well and people being very loving and open.
Do you feel connected to your culture? Why or why not?
I definitely do and I don't. As someone who was mixed, and I definitely had to kind of like go and do that own sort of cultural discovery for myself and kind of determine exactly how I felt and whether I felt like I belonged or didn't belong. Growing up, I was often told that I didn't belong for a number of reasons, and I was also told I did belong for a number of reasons. So I had to come to this conclusion of sort of, well, how do I determine myself moving forward, and do I feel like I am Khmer, or do I feel like I should be involved in the Khmer community? And ultimately, I have decided I do.
Why did you want to participate in this project?
I wanted to participate in this project because I know little to no Khmer people in Seattle, Washington. I also wanted to really try and connect with more Khmer people. It's also a really good opportunity for me to kind of affirm my Khmer identity as someone who struggled with that throughout my life and still do. And I also want to show people that this is what Khmer looks like, and Khmer looks in so many different ways. And the next time you, I guess, someone asks you or you assume what a Khmer person looks like, maybe like try to rethink of how many different ways Khmer can look.
What is a fun fact you want to share about yourself or your culture?
A fun fact is I guess that I did cultural dance for 6 years, and it requires a lot of discipline, flexibility, strength, and also a lot of like perseverance, and I think that is something that I really learned from my Khmer family, and something that has been reflected in a lot of other facets of my life as well.